We are now over halfway through the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass, and there are still so many good tracks that need to be added. Since there were no 3DS tracks in the last wave, in this video I will be talking about all the tracks from Mario Kart 7 that we still need in the Booster Course Pass. And please keep in mind that I try not to look at data mines and leaks of these tracks. The first one I'm going to talk about is Daisy Hills. It's a very underrated mushroom coat track in my opinion, and I would love to see it come back. It's a very soothing and easy race with a big gliding section, a nice little town, and even goats, cause I mean, who doesn't like goats? And it also has one of my favorite songs, and I would love to hear a remix of it. Cheap Cheap Lagoon is one that I know objectively is not great, and even the first time I played it I was a little disappointed by how short it was, but it's still one I enjoy playing. It was clearly just designed to show off the new underwater feature, and it does a solid job of that. It's really just too short, but I wouldn't mind seeing it in the DLC, since we do need more underwater tracks. Guy Bazaar is one that I never really cared for, but seeing how much the community likes it, it's kind of grown on me. It's supposed to be a Middle Eastern shop, which is what a bazaar is, and does a good job of immersing you in it. It's a very unique idea for a race course, and it's actually pretty fun too. I honestly thought it would be in the DLC by now, but there's still 2 waves left, so maybe it'll happen. Wuhu Loop is one of the better tracks from Mario Kart 7, and an underrated one in general. It's based off of Wuhu Island from Wii Sports Resort, and also is the first sections track in which there is only 1 lap, but it's much longer than normal and there are 3 sections in place of laps. It's a nice concept and it really works for tracks like this, and of course this game's Rainbow Road. Wuhu Loop is a great track and it has one of my favorite songs as well. Mario Kart 7's version of Mario Circuit is probably my favorite, and I think it's also a lot of people's favorites as well. First of all, I love the aesthetic of the flower petals, there's a mushroom to bounce on which is always nice, and finally, after teasing it many times, there is a track where we get to drive through Peach's castle. Sure, it's for like 5 seconds, and it definitely could have been expanded on more, but hey, it's there. Now to be fair, being the best Mario Circuit isn't exactly that difficult, but it's still a very solid course, and I'd love to have it in the Booster Course Pass, especially since we got the DS one. I know I've already said a lot of these tracks are underrated, and that's mostly because the game as a whole is, and Wario Shipyard is another one. First of all, it's a Wario track, which already makes it awesome, and apparently he has his own shipyard for some reason. It's an awesome track idea and an entertaining race as well. Obviously there's lots of ships to look at and drive on, swinging anchors that try to hit you, pipes blowing air at you, and lots of fun jumps. I love this track and it's probably in my top 3 of ones I want back in the Booster Course Pass from Mario Kart 7. There's really not too much to say about Maku Wuhu. It's a lot like Wuhu Loop, it's a section track, it has the same music, and of course we're still on Wuhu Island. This time though there's a nice sunset, there's a cave to go through, a shortcut through a castle, and a huge gliding section to end the race. I've honestly always liked Wuhu Loop better, but Maku Wuhu is still a good course, and if we were to get one of the Wuhu Island tracks, I would guess it'd be this one. Okay, I promise this is the last underrated track I'm going to talk about. It also happens to be my most underrated Mario Kart 7 track, and if you don't believe me, go watch my most underrated track in every Mario Kart video. I've always been a big fan of winter tracks, and Rosalinas Ice World is one of the better ones in my opinion. I like the music and overall aesthetics of it, and it's an enjoyable race too. There's kind of an ice half pipe that leads into an underwater section, and then into an ice cave. There's really nothing crazy about it. I just like it and I think it deserves more recognition. And since Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road is already in the Booster Course Pass, the last one I'm going to talk about is Bowser's Castle. And I'll admit this is definitely not my favorite Bowser's Castle, but it's not the worst either. I guess what really stands out in this one is the underwater section in a Bowser's Castle, and also there's just a big spinning barrel for whatever reason. Seems like more of a Donkey Kong hazard, but whatever. Both of these just kind of feel out of place, and there's nothing really too noteworthy about this version. Now while it's definitely better than the flat ones, it's kind of underwhelming to me, but I wouldn't be mad at all if it was in the DLC. Well, maybe a little if they don't add the Wii one, but at this point I'd like to just have any Bowser's Castle, considering we haven't gotten a single one yet. Thanks for watching this video on the Mario Kart 7 tracks we still need in the Booster Course Pass. Let me know what tracks you want to see come back the most. Thanks for watching and have a great day.